Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about if we think tears were worthy in a scenario recently encountered by someone we know, and if the remedy was appropriate for the issue. My name is McNeil. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Justine Mays, Matt Welge, and Linda Modica.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. So talking in my podcast voice, apparently. Someone... Kyle Neely gives me trouble. I go to address the room at any time now, and he's like, oh, he's getting ready to listen. Get ready. He's getting ready to put on the podcast voice. Do I have a different voice speaking versus podcast? I don't think so either. I think this is just how I talk.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like yours is the same, but I mean, people do have different voices for different things. Like, I mean, I think I used to. Maybe I don't anymore, but there is such thing as like a customer service voice.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like when you answer the phone or whatever.
Yeah. You'll always speak a little more slower or a little more succinctly if you are on the phone with a customer or you're maybe with a stranger. You might speak a little, everyone does that, but I don't notice a major difference.
Yeah. I don't think Steve does that. His voice is just his voice. But
yeah, exactly.
It's always the same.
Yeah,
that's what I think too. It's just always the same, as far as I know. But yeah. It's been an interesting phenomenon. I told this story because he kept doing that to me. Do you know how many people told me I have a voice for radio or announcer or podcasting before I started this? Zero. No one ever said, hey, you. Now people will be like all the time, oh, that makes sense. You should be on a podcast. You got that voice. I'm like, I don't think so. No one ever told me I need to get into the business before I got into the business myself. So yeah, that's a weird thing. Yeah, but apparently Kyle at least thinks I have a podcast voice. So I may work on that. I'm just thinking if I develop a podcast voice. I'm like, welcome to the Bourbon Daily.
You have a voice that lends itself to podcast and radio, but you don't change it when you're talking to regular people. It's just your voice. You could probably do some voiceovers in commercials, but it's not something you like turn on. It just is.
It just is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff. Well, that's not what we're talking about today. Of course, we are going to be talking about crying in bourbon. Is the scenario that was encountered, was it appropriate? Were the tears appropriate? Were they justified? And the response to the tears, was that justified? We'll get to that after the break. For right now, Justine says there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Justine?
I would like to know, as we record this, it is April 3rd.
Yes.
How do y'all feel about April Fool's Day?
It's annoying.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
It's annoying. Like, I think pranks in general are annoying. Like, if you have to do a prank to be funny, you're not funny.
It's true. Yeah.
I mean, I think the whole thing is just irritating.
It is, and it's hard to fool people really when the day's dedicated to it, right? And everyone has to get in and do some sort of I don't know, in Bourbon, the press release about this is coming out, or it's Pappy with peach tea, and it's coming out soon. I don't know, whatever, but stuff like that. And it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah,
I just
I mean,
want to get through.
content is king, and I'm guilty of having to I put something out on our
Oh,
social
sure.
media
Oh,
for
here we go.
just for content. But I'll be honest, I deleted it the next day because I didn't want that just hanging out there. Like it was funny for that one day, and then the next day I deleted it. So
Okay. Okay. Did you get a lot of feedback from it?
I got a few thumbs up, a few laughs. Yeah,
Whoa. Yeah.
and
Yeah. His
but
cousin said it to him.
yeah,
It's unbelievable.
my,
You
my
got me.
mom, my mom liked it,
Mom loved it. Mom
I
was.
but I
She fooled us.
I certainly don't go out of my way to like prank a buddy or call my brother and do something on the phone. Like that was maybe third grade stuff. I'm not going to do that. But
Mm-hmm. Okay. McNew, do you ever prank anyone, McNew?
No, I just said I think that's irritating and that's not funny. It's just obnoxious. Like,
Right. McNew, you just give us enough laughs just by living and stuff like that.
it's just my life joke, so I
Right.
don't even have to.
What? Give us closure. How did the tire end? Everybody's asking me about the tire. It's a man's job, the one you don't pay for. They want to know how this thing ended.
Oh, okay, it's still ongoing. Okay.
It's ongoing. I've seen that you've been out and about again, so I didn't know if you were Ubering to places or.
Just a friend, come change it for me. But all I had was the spare, right? And like you can't really drive very far on those. But I bent the fuck out of my rim, and I was like, "Do you think they can just like bang it out, just like hammer that out?" He's like,
bang that out. Yeah.
Absolutely not." He's like, "You have to get a new rim." So I had to order a new rim.
Speaking of bang it out.
I did online, and then that it got delayed in shipping and whatever. So like it actually just arrived tonight when I ordered it last Friday. So I have my rim, and it's the right size. I actually went and measured it. I'm like, yes, I did it right. I'm so proud of myself. I got the right size rim.
Wow.
And then
usually only men can do that. So it's amazing you were able to do that.
Amazing that I was able to do that.
I love how you call this man's work. Women have taken a step back in 100 years because McNew has a flat.
I can figure it out. I just don't want to.
Okay. Well, maybe there's an admission there that you're starting on the right track now.
So, but no, I have an appointment scheduled for next week to take it to Bell Tire, and they put the new tire on it and then put it on the vehicle. They do whatever they do, and then I pay them, I think is how that works.
So you're going to do this. You're going to do this.
I don't have a choice.
Are they going to? What about pulling into the bay itself? Because it's a tire, they're going to have to put it up on the put it up.
Bell Tire is actually nice, so you get to park in the parking lot like a civilized human being and walk in. Yes.
I love how you vet them out over this. What's your policy on pulling into the bay? Oh, you can park on the lot. We'll pull that in.
No, I'm going to call 5 different tire places. Like, do I have to pull in myself, or can I just park in a parking lot?
Right.
So I do have an appointment scheduled, and it should be finished by next week. And I'm going to complain the fuck out of this. I'm going to complain about it because I also now need an oil change again. Like, I don't know why that has to happen so often, but I'm taking a half day off work to go get this damn tire changed and to get an oil change, and I'm just going to have the worst day ever. So it's
wow.
Be a thing.
It's almost like you're grown up. I mean, it's.
I don't want to be. I want someone to do this for me. And I think that's that's a rude thing to ask for. You should want to do this for me.
You should want to do this for me.
I mean, why not?
Didn't you have someone who did that for you? You told him to get the fuck out?
Then we broke up.
I don't think you should feel bad because I do know how to change a tire, but one time I took my car to the shop and they turned off my headlights, and why are they doing that? Like the automatic headlights, they turned them off, and I picked up my car at night and did not know how to turn on my headlights.
Okay. Well,
they sabotage us, Linda. Like, it's not nice to go as a woman. Like, they wouldn't do that to a man. So it's
They
just.
I mean, I've got the auto lights, and they turn that off when I go. It's just like, oh, this is a man. We shouldn't mess with the lights. They're not doing this because it's a woman.
My headlight thing to turn them on is like at my knees. Like, why would it be there?
Yeah. No, and then when you get to your oil change, all I want you to do is change the crap inside the hood. Why are you making me turn on my blinkers and my everything? That's not why I came. I don't need you to do 5-point inspection.
Well, it's nice to check to see if there's an issue with it. They're just, and if there is, they can just fix it on the spot for you, so you don't have to come back.
That's not why I'm here. That's very overwhelming. For one
It's
thing.
overwhelming. Click on the left signal. Oh my God, this is terrible.
Like, I'm just trying to sit there and disassociate, and they're like giving me instructions, and I don't want that. Like, I don't.
I don't want this. Change my oil, damn it. I don't want this.
Change my oil and don't talk to me until it's done and I hand you my card. That's all the interaction I need. I don't need to know anything else.
Interesting. It's just, you don't even know what to say. I mean, it's just, I mean, I get it. And you know, Linda talked about she doesn't do that. Well, she's married. I get that there becomes roles in marriage, whether they're traditional, what falls under old time traditional, or you do what this and I do that. That's okay. But when you're single like McNew is, you got to kind of take back everything, even if it wasn't something you did when you were married. That's kind of part of it, becoming single again, right?
I think it's very good to be upfront about your expectations. Like, if you're going to date me, like, it's your job now.
So just dating you, they got to take over all that.
Why not? They know how to do it. I don't.
Okay. So a young man out there today has never met you, never heard of you, doesn't listen to the show or anything, but happens to be on a dating app that you're on. And
I don't do dating apps.
Okay, well, all right. Meets you at the grocery store. He runs into you at the grocery store and says, "Hello, I like this lady. It's cool. You want to go out on a date?" And you're like, "Yeah." And then now it's suddenly his job to change your tires and stuff.
No, I'm not going to tell him about my problems till like 2 dates in.
That first date's going to be glorious. He's not going to get any assignments. But date 2, it's going to be with a list in hand.
Hey, my oil needs to change, so I don't really know how to do it. Like, can you go with me Saturday to like get this done? Like, I'm not going to make him do it at first. I'm going to like ease into it. Right. Like, I just don't know how. Like, can you?
Does he have to pay for it? So date number 2, you're like, you're going to have to help me on Saturday to get my oil changed. Is it his at that point he has to pay for that?
I mean, I would be appreciative, but like, he's at this standard where paying for shit. And I'm just, everyone should do that for me.
Matt, just hug your wife a little longer tonight, because you don't want to be out there, man. This is what you're facing if you're out there. Just be a little extra nice. Be like, sweetie, I'm going to do something nice for your wife tomorrow.
Already paid for it for her? Like, are you not doing that already? It's your job.
It's your job. Yeah. There you go. Fair enough. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with the woman of the hour, McNew. McNew, what do you got?
I guess I'll just go with my classic larceny. I'm not going to do the whole change my settings thing because it's too much. It's not going to do anything. Okay. And I talked over my own.
Didn't do anything. You talked over your own. We heard something there. So you do technically have the lead. I feel like it's going to be beat. We'll see what happens. Linda's next.
I'm doing the investment in the podcast because there's going to be a new release coming up.
Okay, yeah.
So that was legit horrid.
It was. It's our lead, though. It's our lead. That is going to be. We're kind of hitting our stride. I'll tell you what, April's been great. It's going to be a crazy week this next week. We got the Steinkamp thing. That is getting close to selling out. Two events, sold out status on both. We're almost there. We got the festival coming on. It's going to be just insane. So it's fun. It's a good time to be alive. Justine, you're next.
Thanks for coming back to me to do my question that I finally had small talk for. And I have Green River. I got this at the tasting room when I was there last weekend.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
That was really good. That was good. Matt, good luck with that.
Yeah, that'll be hard to beat. But I do have a whiskey worth crying over. This is fantastic. This is the Stolen Wolf.
Stolen Wolf, yeah.
Rose and Rye.
Okay. That was nice. It was pleasant. It was good. Not
Cute.
enough to take the lead, yeah. Old Granddad, 7-year bottle and bond. Nothing there. So that's a shame. It really is. So cheers to Justine on the win.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, is crying appropriate in bourbon? We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
You're on mute.
Yeah, Becca.
Oh, great, Becca Sue. You're on mute.
We didn't hear any of that. And you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about, is it appropriate to cry over bourbon?
Yes, we are. So, Justine's heard the story. I told it when she was around earlier this past week at Palooza. It happened at Palooza. It happened during our card game. And the guy who told it and his wife were kind of emotional about this. They were like, this is unbelievable. And it's an unbelievable ending to this story. And I gotta be honest, I was disgusted by it. And I, of course, me being me, I said that. But I'll relay it to you. So they were up at Heaven Hill. They're releasing, when they were there, the Heaven Hill 22-year-old. That's a very hot commodity these days. People that are really into the older whiskey and stuff like that really want it. If you're listening to this and you love whiskey, maybe you're into it or maybe you're not. It doesn't matter. It is a hot commodity. The first release that they did was 500 bottles and people were camped out. So overnight or something like that. And apparently the guy that these two, this husband and wife duo, would meet on the 500 bottle release day, he was number 501. And he was upset, and they told him when they're going to do the next one, and he showed up and to the next time, and the next time was a 45 bottle release, and guess what? He was number 46. And he loses it. he starts just crying, just wailing, like, "Oh my God, it happened again!" And just blubbering. This is a grown man. They're like, he was just a kid. Well, he's at least 21. At a minimum, he's been ID'd to be at least 21. And he's just wailing, just crying, and they're like, "Oh, it's so bad." I felt so bad for the guy. And then they're like, "All right, everybody, it's over. The release is over. Thanks for coming in. And those of you that are still in line from this point, he's crying on. They're like, "You stick around, though. We got something special for you." So they actually ended up bringing a 46th one out and gave it to him to buy. Again, they didn't give it to him. It gives you whiskey, but they gave him a 46th one because he was so upset and crying and making a scene. Did they do the right thing? Did Heaven Hill do the right thing by rewarding childlike behavior?
Because what if 47 was crying and then 48 was crying? Like,
right.
Where do you draw the line? And also, it's not that fucking deep. It's just bourbon. Bourbon is meant to be fun. Like, part of the fun is the raffle, like the luck of the draw. Is he going to go cry because he lost on a fucking scratch off? Like, are you going to go cry in your kitchen? Like, that's ridiculous. And like, I get people are passionate and like, yes, you want to be in the right place and you're really here to get this and you waited a long time. But
and that's incredibly bad luck that happened to him. I get it. I've been the one after, not twice in a row, but I have been, we're giving out 50 bottles and you don't know because you're counting and there's people together and you're thinking, well, what if it's a husband and wife and they're only going to buy one, or there are other things to release and maybe they're not going to buy that special one. Well, everybody in the line buys it. And I was number 51 and I didn't get it. Right. But I didn't run out of there crying. I was just like, you're frustrated, but I'm not even going to, throw a fit or anything. It just is what it is. I mean,
you just cut your losses and be like, all right, what else is cool in the gift shop? And maybe you go buy something else or you go somewhere else and get something. Like, you say, call it a day. Like, you don't always win.
Just buy one of those bourbon infused Twinkies they got. I mean, they're not limiting those. You can buy all those you want. So buy 3 or 4 of them. You'll be fine.
I have no sympathy for the campouts, the people that go there and just spend all night there. I have no sympathy for you. If you need it that bad.
Right. Oh, here's another thing. Two things that kind of follows. If you needed it that bad, after the first time missing out, get there earlier on the second time. By the way, that's a good. He showed up at like 5:45 is what the person who told me the story. Well. He camped out for the previous one, and then he gets up at 5:45. Get there earlier. I'm sorry if it's that important to you, get there earlier, or don't complain about it. And then the other thing was, I'm being called, an a-hole because I'm not sympathetic to this. I'm actually like, that's ridiculous, and it's shameful that they gave him a bottle. They're like, oh, he's just a kid. You can't be that way. I'm like, okay, you're so concerned about this. This is so tore at your heartstrings. You literally bought 2. You bought one and you bought one. Husband and wife. You each bought one. Why not sell one to the kid that you're so worried about? It was so touching and just hurtful. And well, I mean, those are whiskey. I mean, there's no answer to that, I mean, yeah. So I don't know. I was disgusted. Am I just the Grinch or?
No.
It shouldn't be. No. I'm sorry. And again, nothing should be that important. This is just whiskey. At the end of the day, again, we know he's at least 21. So say he is just 21. There's going to be so many bottles you come across in your day. And sometimes you're going to win. Sometimes you're going to stroll into a place and it's going to be, and you know what? Your life doesn't change either way. I've got some incredibly lucky walking into places. Nothing changed for me. It wasn't like my life suddenly became better. The happiness finally found me. It's just whiskey.
And there's always more good whiskey.
Right,
these are not Pokemon. These are not collectible baseball cards. It's just whiskey.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
And my thought with that, Steve, your life isn't changing. What if he didn't even want the bottle? What if he thought he was going to flip it and make some money that might have changed his life? Like, see, that's the whole thing.
I hope that kid takes it home and cracks it open and is like, ew.
Nah.
He probably. I hope it's a sour taste in his mouth because.
Yeah.
I hate this story because it's rewarding bad behavior. And I don't
Right.
like to hear stories about rewarding bad behavior.
Yeah.
We need to teach more people that if you cry, then you get your way. I mean, come on. We don't need
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Most of us had to learn that when we were toddlers, right? I mean, that's
Right.
when we got taught that lesson, that crying doesn't get you what you want. So I don't know. I think it's a bad sign. I think it's not a good bourbon sign. That's what's happening. People take this stuff, and again, I think it starts to get me to think like McNew there, that he's crying about losing out on making $1,000 on a bottle that he's going to buy that morning and sell it that afternoon. I mean, that's what he's crying over, $1,000 lost.
I don't think it was pure passion by any means.
Right, right. So yeah, yeah. So that's just how the world is. So I'm glad you guys agree. I don't have to be the bad person all the time, most of the time, but in this example, apparently not. So there you go. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Matt W. In case Matt's hovered around there, Matt M. We got to clarify. So Matt W. Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me across all socials at Whiskey Tequila Fridays Podcast.
Okay, I just got a text in. I can be found at Sabretooth, whatever. Sabretooth Logistics, I don't know, something. Linda, how about you? Where can people find you?
Linda Monica across all socials.
All right, Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley across all social media. I am abvnetwork.com for all content, abvbarrelshop.com for whiskey bottles and events. Please check out all those websites, and don't forget to say hello when you do that. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.